Okay, so I wasn't even gonna make a video today, let alone one about NAB, because I didn't go this year. But I feel like this video has to be made. I feel like this video has to be made. Like many filmmakers, myself, I'm thinking about selling everything I own to buy the new Blackmagic Pyxis 6K haul. Like, Blackmagic comes out with some long names. They do. Now, I love Blackmagic. I've been using their cameras for years. I have the Blackmagic Pocket 4K, and even though the camera is many years old, it still produces an incredible image. It gets the job done every time I turn it on. That's what she said. And I love that camera. But Blackmagic severely disappointed me when they came out with the new full-frame 6K. It's still that wonky shaped football, and it was a new mount. It was a Leica L mount. And don't get me wrong, that mount's great. Those lenses are great. I shoot on exclusive EF lenses with an occasional micro four thirds here and there. I don't want to have to go buy a whole new set of lenses just to use a camera. Now with the new design, we are getting 3 different mounts. We are getting the Leica L mount, we are getting the PL mount, and we are getting the EF mount. We are also getting that sexy, oh so sexy square body that we all have come to love with cinema cameras. It makes rigging them out so easy, and this one is gonna have a ton of mounting points all over its sexy body. Now with the Pyxis 6, we are getting open gate 6K raw footage with anamorphic support. We're getting 2 CF Express Type B slots, we're getting SDI out, we're getting mini XLRs out, we're getting dual native ISO, 400, 3200, and 13 stops of dynamic range. Tell me you're not as hyped as I am. Tell me you are not as hyped as I am right now. That was a bit aggressive. It was. But are you as hyped as I am? Also with the Pyxis 6, we are getting DaVinci Cloud. That means we can upload proxies to the cloud. And if you work with an external editor or you're doing live broadcasts, this is going to make working a dream. It's so much easier. Just poof into the cloud, poof into your editor, and poof onto the internet. Now, the frame rates do kind of disappoint. They do. We only get 36 frames per second in the OpenGate 6K RAW, which I would have liked to see 60 frames, but I'm not going to complain because the price point of this camera, we'll get to that in a minute though. Now, if you step down to 2:4:1, you do get 60 frames per second. And if you want that 120 goodness, unfortunately, you're going to have to step down to a 1080 that is heavily cropped. It's like Canon's been doing 4K 120 for how many years? Like, come on. Like, we really should be able to do better nowadays. We should be able to do 4K 120 in almost every camera. But if you're like me, I don't use 120 very often. 60 frames per second is more than enough for slow motion for the projects that I work on. And you do get Blackmagic RAW in this camera. Blackmagic RAW is awesome because it is so easy to work with. And you don't even have to have DaVinci Resolve. It works in Premiere, and I'm a Premiere guy. I want to learn Resolve. I really do. But I just don't have the time. And you'll most likely get the Resolve keys so you can use Studio when the camera comes out to buy. Also, you will get a 4-inch high-res side-mounted display, and I know for some that's going to be a bummer, but at least you're getting some. With the Z Cam, you got something like the size of my watch screen as your monitor. Try to pull focus on that. Try. I dare you. Try to pull focus on something this big. It's not happening. And I understand the camera is meant to be rigged out, but why even add the screen at that point? You'll also get a ton of customizable buttons and all the cinema camera goodies we're used to, like false color and focus peaking. Now, the reason why I say Blackmagic is possibly breaking the internet and the camera game in whole is because we are finally getting the camera we wanted from them, and this thing could possibly be a red Komodo X killer. The only thing it's missing is global shutter, and we've managed to shoot how many hundreds of years of footage without global shutter? Just saying. Now, we're getting a possible Komodo X killer for under $3,000. That is insane. Tell me you are not as hyped as I am. I am amped. Now, the only 2 things that I really see as a downside to this camera is we're losing ProRes. And as great as Blackmagic RAW is, I like ProRes. Sometimes I just want an easier Kodak to work with. Pop it into ProRes, hit record, throw color grade, out off to the client it goes, everybody's happy. And I don't have to store 300 gigs of data for a 13-second commercial. So I would like to see an update to get ProRes back. Blackmagic, please. It's probably going to be the only reason why I don't buy the camera. Is like, ProRes is just nice. Blackmagic RAW is nice, but ProRes is nicer. And then the last thing is there are no internal ND filters, but if you're rigging it out as a cinema camera anyways, you're going to use a matte box, and that's where your ND filters go. So that one isn't a hard stop. Although I feel like internal ND filters should be a standard thing in cinema cameras nowadays and shouldn't be a standard thing in $30,000 cinema cameras. Red, you literally bump the price $5,000 for internal ND filters. Okay, you could buy like 2 Polar Pro external ND filters for that. But let me know if you're as amped for this camera as I am. Let me know if you're gonna go out and get one. But that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks for listening to me to rant or whatever this was. Dude, I'm hyped. As long as they put ProRes in it. If they put ProRes in it, I'm buying one of these. I'm selling a kidney for a camera.